This is Rocky. What breed was he again?
Maremma.
Maremma. I am so happy to see them chomping on that big ugly stuff.
Which one?
Straight across.
The green stuff with the...
Yeah, it got really spiky.
Four-winged salt
limbs.
brush.
That's a salt brush?
Yeah, that's a salt brush.
It's not salt cedar, it's a salt brush.
No, salt
Yeah.
brush. Is it a natural brush?
Yeah.
It's Zuzu. You can be famous. I hope they get up and get that chamisa too. Well, somebody's over there.
Get around here. It's a little bit slow on it at the moment. They'll take it out. Or
Yeah, don't worry about this
take the leaves and
low
flowers
stuff.
and
They started in your backyard.
Backyard? Oh, back over there? They start over there?
Yeah, we divided it in two and put them in the bag.
Huh. I'll have to take a look.
You guys can go out into your yard and be among them if you'd like. Check them out up close. So far, they've been perfect.
At that tall bush there, that's a...
Over,
This one here.
over
oh,
here.
here, this one. Yes.
Yeah,
Green
The black
flag.
one.
yeah,
He's Spanish cashmere.
yeah.
Mostly Spanish.
The Spanish and the cashmere are both really tough. They're water resistant.
Yeah.
They can take the weather. In the wintertime, the boars tend to sleep in some kind of shelter, but the cashmeres are as likely to just sit out on the ground and leave a dry spot where they just
Yeah.
walk away and brush off the snow.
Same in the winter, or the summer, they sit out in the sun.
They sit in the sun too, yeah. They don't care for shelter as much.
We got about 200 goats from the Thorpe family chewing down some of our weeds, including our chamisa, which some folks told us goats wouldn't eat. Well, here's the proof that they do. Got a full action video here. X-rated. This is Amarinda, who's the, your title is officially goat manager, is that correct?
Yeah, officially, according to my card.
Okay. And about, how much acreage, like with weeds this thick, how much can they clear, say, in an 8-hour day?
Oh, probably about 3 acres.
So 3 acres. So
Maybe 1.5 to 3 acres.
1.5 to 3.
If
So
this then.
they're getting maybe about 2.5 of our 4 acres probably yesterday and today.
Yeah.
In the time they've been here. Could you point out just the various breeds of goat you've got and where they're from? Like, what about this little Bambi guy that I named last night?
She is, her mother I think is Saanen and Nubian. And I guess she's crossed back to Nubian. So she's mostly Nubian with a little bit of Saanen, maybe some Alpine. She's a dairy goat. We don't have those many of the dairy goats.
And the little white one behind her?
That one is some sort of a cashmere cross. I think she's cashmere and boar. Little Spanish.
Huh.
Back beyond her, there's a brown-headed white one, and that one is boar Spanish cashmere. Most of what we have is blending boar and cashmere and Spanish. With Alpine also.
What about the dark black ones?
That one there is pretty shaggy. She's got a bit of Spanish and cashmere in her. And these white ones are the brown red heads are more the boars. Like this big one right here is, she's more boar. She's got just a little bit of Nubian in her. And the two little kids up on the rocks there. See, their mother was boar and their father is like cashmere Spanish. Almost our youngest babies.
Oh yeah?
One more that's younger somewhere.
And then there were, oh nice, up in the utility box. They like to climb apparently,
They
huh?
like elevation, yes. If they can jump on it, they will.
Yeah, they were half jumping up a juniper tree yesterday we saw. And what was, your dad was, you know, telling us yesterday that his theory was if we got down all the Russian thistle like on top of our septic system or something, that it would at least grow back slower, or...
Yeah, it should aid the grasses. Getting all that cover of all the annual weeds off. The perennial grasses are still there, and by fertilizing them and breaking up the topsoil, they should have the advantage when the spring comes around and have a little jump on the season. There'll be a little bit less seed also of all these weeds.
Yeah, because they're eating seeds. So, okay, so they're eating the seeds, but then they're depositing them elsewhere, right? So,
well,
what happens when they digest it? I mean, does it kill the seed as they digest it, or?
Yeah, they neutralize it. It goes through several stomachs, and they heat it pretty hot. It doesn't really come back out. I have heard of goats in Madagascar, or where is it? Somewhere they eat this particular seed, which people go around and collect after them because they digest the hull off of it.
Oh, I think I...
Was that oil they make out of it?
Yeah.
Morocco. It's Morocco.
Yeah.
Not Madagascar. I can't remember what the oil is, but apparently it's goats they use to harvest them. But that's the only, and I don't know that it's viable afterwards either.
Yeah.
This stuff they're just composting it. They're changing it into feed for plants. But over time, over years, it should transition to a healthier environment where the perennials, the grasses, and things like that can come back. And these advantageous weeds shouldn't.
What about this guy with the beard, or the little chin?
He's mostly boar. He's got just a little bit of Nubian. He's got a little Roman nose there. His mom was a little Nubian. That's Zeus.
Zeus? That's
Yes.
Zeus. That's great. How many of your goats have you named, do you think?
Probably about half of them named, and probably about half of those guys know their names.
Really?
Yeah. Sometimes when we want them to come follow us and trying to get them to do something, we call them by name. And
The ones that know it'll come and then the rest will follow them?
right,
or?
you hit some. I used to just call the leaders, the more dominant ones in the group. But then they stopped listening to me. They'd stand there and wait until I named just as many as I could see, and then it's like herd consensus.
Ego.
They start going.
Ego.
So. They're a funny bunch of critters.
Move them out.
That dog is working hard. He's got to go over there. Come on, dog.
Zuzu, yeah.
There he goes.